First and foremost, man, thank you. It's such an incredible feeling. But I imagine this is what an actual professor feels like when he's building some type of curriculum or some shit. So thank you, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I cannot thank y'all enough. You know what I mean? For the comments, my faithful few, man. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. And I don't mean to be braggadocious or none of that shit. I really am grateful. As I said, I imagine, on Facebook, I'm Nazi Nosborn, GN like Gnosis, GNOZZY, Nazi Nosborn, the professor, like the wizard with the UH, the professor, and I can't thank you niggas. I cannot thank you people enough. I'm sorry for those who may be offended by that. But I can't thank y'all enough, man. I really do feel like this must be what happens here, man. The way I go in and out of books, and I mean, I'm on this shit, you know what I'm saying? And I like to think it's linked in and locked in, man, to my mental. So I probably, again, would do better taking notes and doing all of that shit, but I do shit on the fly. I like the way it comes out, but we probably could be a bit more structured, but whatever. Such, c'est la vie. Such is life and the chaos that ensues. From chaos, we get order, But I got several books for you. I'm going to stand up so you can see going in and out of books. I'm leaning. Not going to lie to you. Probably will pour up another shot as we get into this. But, yeah, man, relax. Get ready to get into this. So I got a rule book of arguments. Y'all know it's one of my favorite books coming straight out of this. To give you, again, the overall concept. You know how this goes. We'll see how it goes as it goes. But, of course, we got that. We're going to start off meeting the shadow, hidden powers and whatever else. We're going to go ahead and start that shit, the introduction. But there are a couple things I want to read out of none other than Dark Psychology 101. Because I want to show you, again, the concept. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like to say New Age versus spiritual. New Age. You know what I'm saying? It's, as I stated before, man, I like to talk about this book, The Ever-Present Origin, but it's like the evolution of the brain. The new human is an integrated human. That is the new mindset that is here on the planet now. It's integrated. You know what I'm saying? The last wave of humans were logical. And once you started getting like the baby boomers, that's why they started enabling niggas, baby boomers, crystal babies, all of that Generation Z and all of this shit. It's why they making sure they know who's who now, so to speak. But the 70s and 60s, anyways, let me shut up. I'm just saying, man, the new wave, and they knew this shit was happening in the early 1900s, but the new wave of thinkers are integrated. So we take all of this into consideration. But anyways, that's why I say New Age. It's not just spiritual. It is spiritual and logical as fuck. Scientific as fuck. Again, I came from liberal arts, computer science, turned 25, went back for mechanical engineering, turned like 30, started on getting into all this energy, spiritual. It's cool as hell. But I'm just saying, man, we're going to come out of dark psychology. I want you guys to understand the concept of this New Age pimping. And, of course, a little bit out of The Secret Teaching of Plants. Because it's a book that I need to truly actually finish reading myself. But it's one of them that just keeps smacking you. Man, I couldn't stop highlighting. But it's super, super cool, super cool. Plus, as I read books now, I'll be thinking about, am I going to potentially do a fucking video and this and that or whatever about it. So it's hard for me to just, I don't want to say hard, but it has become difficult to just read like I would normally do without considering, is this something I'm going to do later? So anyways, that being said, though, man, this is another book that I think is really cool, but it has a lot of science in the beginning. But that's why, like I was saying, man, and thanking y'all and showing my gratitude for the whole professor thing, man. That's why it's really dope that, we can dip in and out of books. It takes me back to my days in college and whatnot, where it was like, yeah, we was only getting a chapter out of here, a chapter there. We was studying this out of the Copernican revolution, this part, this particular whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then this particular person, we're looking at his history and his concepts and what, you know what I mean? So you cherry picking what we need. And I want to show you how, again, man, you might have a bunch of books and it might have to make you rethink some of the books that you have and start linking some of the shit together too, man. I just think it's super cool. So let's get retarded. First things first. And let me adjust the mic, nigga. First things first. Rule book of arguments. Just give me some walking room here. My bad. I kicked off my house shoes, nigga. Get this shit out of my way. But let's get to it, man. A rule book of arguments, right? Very beginning. What's the point of arguing? Again, fair use, all that good shit. What's the point of arguing? Some people think that arguing is simply stating their prejudices in a new form. This is why many people also think that arguments are unpleasant and pointless. One dictionary definition for argument is disputation. In this sense, we sometimes say that two people have an argument, a verbal fistfight. It happens often enough, but it is not what arguments really are. In this book, to give an argument means to offer a set of reasons or evidence in support of a conclusion. Here, an argument is not simply a statement of certain views, and it is not simply a dispute. Arguments are attempts to support certain views with reasons, nor are arguments in this sense pointless. In fact, they are essential. Arguments are essential in the first place because it is a way of trying to find out which views are better than others. Not all views are equal. Some conclusions can be supported by good reasons. Others have much we can support. But often we don't know which are which. We need to give arguments for different conclusions and then assess those arguments to see how strong they really are. Arguments in this sense means inquiry. Arguments in this sense is a means of inquiry. So, since I highlighted and shit in different colors, and we're going to probably do a whole lot of reading this time around, let's just go ahead and put on the reading glasses. Which ain't necessarily the reading glasses, but you know what I'm saying? I am getting up here in the years. I'm just saying, I don't want you niggas to think I got big magnifying glasses on or some shit, nigga. I'm just going to put on the prescriptions, nigga. It ain't that serious. We just don't need the shades, all right? Fuck what you talking about, nigga. I ain't old and decrepit, nigga. Fuck you. You see the grays? Mr. Wizard. I'm in there, dog. anyways. My bad. There you go. Loose. Hey, which is something I'm getting ready to come to as well, man. You know, see, and I might as well go ahead and say it now, just to give you a little hint, a little taste of what's coming. But the heart itself has 15 to 25% of the same neurological cells, the same type of cells that the brain is made of. The heart itself has a direct, non-stop link to the brain through them cells. So the heart itself is a brain itself. Just to simply put. But we're gonna read that shit later. All right, we're gonna read it later. Anyways. Yeah, and see, I highlighted in different colors. So some of this shit's yellow, some of this shit's orange, some of this shit's green. Anyways, once we have arrived, so I wanted to read all of that and sum it up for you like this, man. I wanted to share that so that you really understand the concept of why I keep saying this is new age pimping. I am talking about the way that you deal with you, nigga. The way that you talk to you 90% of the time. And for some of us who are on that extra next, whatever, for some of the niggas in the advanced classes, you can pick up on that and understand exactly like what I said last time, bro. In this meeting the shadow, which you're getting ready to show everybody. Some of us are already there, but yeah, man. You having conversations with you, man. I just was at this at this little party, man. This little gathering. I don't want to give too much out. I'm at this little gathering, this little house party, man, and I'm watching these two cats go back and forth, have this argument, and I gotta say the whole time, I mean, why is it so important to make this, to prove your case? Why are you going through so many different whatever just to be, so? And again, you're like, why is it important that this nigga understand? It just in general, man. I'm just let me get back to it. But you'll see what I'm saying. You see what I'm getting here. But what's the point of arguing? A lot of people don't even understand that. What's the point of arguing? To offer a set of reasons or evidence in support of a conclusion. Anytime you explaining anything to anybody, nigga, you're arguing. Anytime you're offering a set of reasons or evidence this happened because of that, that's an argument. Like a lawyer, that's a case. You just took the case. You just stated, you made it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just, just trying to say, man, a lot of people can't really get past that. And you'll find with a lot of the earth signs, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, they don't mind that. Because it's a lot of mental anyway. You see what I'm saying? Or that's the way they would prefer to fight. As it, stated earlier, as I just read, a verbal fist fight. It happens often enough, but it is not what arguments really are. And when it comes to this pimping, rule book of arguments, when it comes to this pimping, man, a lot of y'all have convinced yourself. Go back and look at my video. As I said, like, man, some of you niggas are so real, you don't know how to be fake. Dave Chappelle made a whole skit about that shit. When keeping it real goes wrong or some shit like that, man. But I mean, I'm just saying, man, some of y'all don't even understand good actors make good money, great money. But we can really talk about all of that shit and why it even matters, why I even go there with it. We're going to talk about all of that. So I'm just saying, man, if you're going to prove your point, if you're going to have to do this anyway, you might as well, if you ain't good at it, study or again, man, have these books in your repertoire. Hold on, let me adjust this shit. I'm tired of looking down. There we go. Have this shit in your repertoire, man. All right. Have this shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Like I said last time in the last video, though, this is a relatively thin book. And I got this in liberal arts. I got this, this was a college textbook, man. But it's a relatively thin book. And this is the 3rd edition. You can find the 4th edition, I know, on Amazon. But anyways, let's get back to it, right? I want you to see this. Once we have arrived at a conclusion that is well supported by reasons, argument is how we explain and defend it. So as I said in the book, Kinds of Power, if you've been watching my videos, if you can go back and peep, or if you need to, go back. But in the video, Kinds of Power, resistance is something motherfuckers are very good at. It's a kind of power, the power to resist. You know what I mean? So let's keep it rocking. An argument is how we explain and defend it. A good argument doesn't merely repeat conclusions. And as we've said before, this is why I was watching these things go back and forth. And I mean, like, arguments by example. Give more than one example. A good argument doesn't merely repeat conclusions. So a nigga will give you arguments from example. Then the niggas will start giving you arguments by analogy for the same conclusion. Then niggas will start giving you arguments from authority for the same conclusion. It's like, bro, it don't matter how many times you saying the same shit, just in many different ways. Well, here's an example, bro. Let me give you an example, bro. Let me give you an analogy, bro. Where it's like this and that. You know what I'm saying? What if you was, no, I don't think you understand. What if it's kind of da-da-da-da-da-da? When, as I just stated and told y'all, man, a lot of times it'd be that 15, 25%. Shit, so I can pull these books up. It'd be that 15, 25%. It ain't that you want me to understand. It ain't that you want people to understand. It's that you want them to feel what you feel. Because it ain't about understanding. Nigga, we all understand 1 + 3 = 4. We get that part. It ain't about understanding. It's understanding why we all know 1 + 3 = 4, but it's why you pushing so hard on 2 + 2 = 4. That's what we don't understand. Why do you don't want me to It's not enough. For a lot of people, you'll see that it's not enough, which ends up, as I'm gonna show you, it's really you. For you, it is not enough that someone just understands you. You want them to feel what you feel. You want me to feel you. Okay, I understand, but I don't feel the same way. Okay, I understand, but me understanding is not going to change my fucking feelings about it, whether I understand or not. Oh, maybe you just don't understand. So I'm gonna give you another conclusion. I'm gonna give you another argument. Here's an argument by an example, bro. Here's another example, bro. Oh, you don't feel me then? Okay, it's just because you don't you ain't understanding it, bro. Because that 15-25% of them neural cells, them 15-25% that have a direct link to the brain, they feel that shit. That's the only reason why it is, because they feel it. And that 15-25% themselves, they feel like if they can connect to your 15-25%, then it's then you'll feel it too. Man, you getting right, man. Y'all getting ready to see some shit. Y'all getting ready to see some shit. This was New Age pimping. New Age pimping in everyday life. Because again, once we have arrived at a conclusion that is well supported by reasons or emotions, a good argument doesn't merely repeat conclusions. Instead, it offers reasons and evidence so that other people can make up their minds for themselves. So that other people can understand. You can make up your mind for themselves. Like, this is something I was telling my partner. I'm like, well, they kind of was, looking at me like, do you? And I'm like, hey, man, look, I ain't been privy to the whole conversation, but I can tell you where I stand in it or whatever. I was like, for you, I would be like this, dude. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm on what I'm on. I feel how I feel. Like, you backtrack a little bit. Man, stand on that. If it's like, then stand on that. And let this nigga have, you know what I'm saying, be on what he's, stand on that. You know what I mean? Just literally stand on that. Don't keep being like, see, this is why I don't like understand, man. I'm trying to tell you that I do it. Man, just, you said what you said. Leave it at that. I was like, now for you, bro, I mean, you keep going. I was like, I know you've heard me say this before. I'm just going to repeat it, nigga. I can't have, and no offense to you, young man, I can't have an 11th grade conversation with a 9th grader. I'm a junior. I can't have these type conversations on these type subjects with a freshman. I can't have a 9th grade conversation with an 8th grader. It's extremely fucking hard to do. So why save each other times? And this is why, again, a little compassion goes a long way in heart sales. You got to understand that once you recognize somebody's level, live and let live. Otherwise, why are you going so hard to prove it to this nigga? Because then I came to another conclusion. As I'm watching them and whatnot, these niggas are talking to themselves. He's talking to him. He's talking to himself through him. You see what I'm saying? And another thing, the shadow, he's going so hard because he don't want to believe it's the truth. It's almost like both of them are pushing so hard to prove it to themselves through the next guy. You see what I'm saying? And they are loving this conversation because it's one of the few times you actually get to pull up all of this and have a strong verbal battle or whatever, you know what I mean, of the wits. It's like finally whatever your sport or whatever your game of choice may be, like for real, if you really do like Monopoly, it's like finding someone who likes Monopoly as much as you. I don't know why the fuck I just went to Monopoly, man, but really Call of Duty is what I'm looking at, and I was like, I don't want to say it. I mean, it's just about the cat. But I mean, for real, man, if I'm on the Call of Duty just as much as you on the Call of Duty, and you find somebody, or even like I said, in skill don't even matter, but we both like to play the same game, you know what I mean? Then it becomes sort of fun. So when you got two people fuckers that like to argue. You know what I mean? Like I could even go one further, right? I know this guy. I had to ask this guy. I was like, I mean, it just kind of helps me understand a little bit more. Can I get your birthday, man? He was like February 10th. Yeah. He's like, yeah, I'm Aquarius. Yeah. He said, starts explaining a lot. Yeah, yeah. Because you just said whether you love me or hate me, it don't. I'm like, I heard you say that a couple times, and I'm sitting here like, nigga, you got to be some kind of earth sign, or you got that air energy in you. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't this and that, I'm knowing then like you like his moon sign or something, nigga. There's a lot of air driving these conversations here. Could possibly be Earth too, because again, nigga said fixed. So I mean, Earth and air are the thinkers, but or just maybe it's that fixed sign energy. But who knows? But then when I asked him, he said Aquarius. Oh, it made a whole lot of sense. Because I mean, again, whether they love you or hate you don't really matter. But he's like, why not use it to your advantage? And I'm like, nigga, that's what love is. And I'm like, hey, yo, bro, check out my videos and this or whatever else. And he was like, and then as he's going whatever else, I was like, look, bro, part of the reason why I make the videos is because if a motherfucker asks me, I don't care how many views I got in this or whatever else, but I have these conversations in real life. This happens to me in real life, just like it's happening to you right now. We've been out here on the smoke deck for 45 minutes, parties in there. Niggas done came out, seen conversation was heated and was going, went right on back in, came back out, smoked, went right on back. You know what I'm talking about? These niggas are still out of the left and came back and left and came back. You know what I'm talking about? Like, come on, man. This is fun as fuck. But anyways, I'm just saying, I recognized it. But yeah, and again, and why not go in the end? Yeah, that Aquarius, that fixed sign, stubborn. Yeah, you going hard. And again, you don't really Aquarius. Gemini loves talking to other people. Libra loves having a confidant. Aquarius will talk to themselves. They take their own advice. You know what I'm saying? They're self-taught. They are highly intelligent, so they think they smarter than that motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? One of their catchphrases is that stupid. They want to really say you're stupid, but they do understand to some instinctual level that what they say, you know what I mean? Sticks and stones break bones, or what words can get you fucked up. Aquarius is, I guess I like to think they understand it on some, but at the end of the day, they listen to themselves. They talk to themselves. And, again, they have no problem standing on, just like any other fixed sign, standing on business. Again, emotions, I want to say Capricorn and Aquarius, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the earth sign and the air sign that's right there in winter. But both of them niggas, feelings are not a topic that they prefer to discuss because feelings are felt and it's hard to understand that shit. They like to be logical as fuck. Like a Capricorn, everything has its place, everything has its structure, everything has its meaning, everything has its set of rules, everything has its reasons for being it. You know what I'm saying? So there's a reason for shit. You know what I'm saying? They like being crystal fucking clear. You gotta be like, anyways, I'm just saying, like, it's hard for them to even catch jokes. Aquarius is corny as fuck. I mean, Capricorn, they are corny cornballs. They have, like, simple jokes. Anyways, I'm just saying, man. Point is, it was like, yeah, and this other nigga, I know he's got that Aquarius. He's on the cusp, but not Aquarius, Scorpio. But my partner's on the cusp, right? So it's Scorpio / like Libra. You know what I'm saying? Libra / Scorpio cusp. But there's also air there. So they are loving this conversation. You know what I mean? But there's also that Scorpio there. And Scorpio loves intensity. You know what I mean? So that's why it kind of gets a little heated, but it's cool. And again, Aquarius, well, it's like most air signs, they ain't afraid of no ghost. So, you know what I'm saying? Feelings and a lot of practice, that shit don't really move them like that. You know what I'm saying? And they'll handle business if they need to. They will fight. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But as far as getting all emotion, whatever else, they'll let you do all that shit. Again, like Leo, it's the opposite of Leo is Aquarius. You know what I'm saying? So you want to pop off and do all that hot and fiery and wild, whatever, what the Aquarius will sit there and watch you. Like the audience. About 6 months away from Leo, Aquarius will sit there and watch you. You go crazy. You do all that whatever shit. You know what I'm saying? And then when they do it, then when Aquarius does it, they gonna blink out like, I don't know what came over me. I can't, I'm sorry, and still whatever. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying that I can see why the conversation was simply going as way as it's going. and for what reason. So we're gonna tie a lot of that in. But again, I wanted to use an example to kind of show y'all again, like I said, just knowing some simple things like astrology or whatever else will help you out just as much as if you want to do this psychology shit, which is like a lot of these books. These are not astrology books, nigga. Meeting the Shadow. These are not astrology books. They shit ain't said nothing about no astrology signs and whatever else. It's just understand. So check this out. Check this out. Check this out. Right. The rules of an argument then are not arbitrary. They have a specific purpose. The rules of argument are not for no, bro. They're not bullshit. The rules for explaining yourself, bro. They're not. It's not bullshit. It's not for no reason, bro. Like not at all, man. I had to explain to my father. I brought this book back. I mean, no, not back. Like you know, what I mean, yeah. Obviously, I lived there for a few years when I was. Point is though, I had to take this book to my father when I was in my late 20s and apologize to the man because this was homework for me. And that's what I told him, I'm sorry, Dad. This is homework for me. So a lot of times, what I be doing, or just as we having conversations, I didn't even know I be doing it because I'm so good at it. But I'm picking apart your argument and everything that you say. I'm picking it apart. Why are you saying it to me? Where are you getting this from? Why do you choose that as a, you know what I'm saying? Like what makes that a strong view? Well, even as you say this or whatever else, I can show you why this is a better one. I can, you know, I'm just saying. But it was like, I'm sorry. I'm doing some real professional shit to you. I've been doing this shit to you for so long. And I don't mean to, you know what I mean? I know you just trying to explain in the best way you can. I know you just trying to talk to me in the best way you can. I get that, man. I love you, dog. And I want you to know you don't have to do that shit. Same thing I said with my cousin, bro. You do not have to explain. Don't. Like you might even get yourself in worse trouble. Don't. Just don't. So check this out, right? It is not a mistake to have a strong view. The mistake is to have nothing else. Right? Let me backtrack a little bit. A good argument doesn't merely repeat conclusions. Instead, it offers reasons and evidence so that other people can make up their minds for themselves. It is not a mistake to have strong views. The mistake is to have nothing else. All right? I'm going to kind of paraphrase this a little bit. Most people do not always understand that purpose when first assigned an argument. Or when they first start arguing. Let me paraphrase a little bit. This ain't necessarily straight out the book. This is me trying to, you know, because, well, if I could just read and show you, like this is in this, because this is a textbook. So, you know what, I'll just do that and we'll catch it at the end, right? Okay. The rules of an argument then are not bullshit. They have a specific purpose, right? But students do not always understand that purpose when first assigned argument essays. And if you don't understand an assignment, you are unlikely to do well on it. You could be a student of whatever. I don't give a fuck what we talk about. If you don't understand how to explain yourself, if you don't understand how to prove your point, if you don't even understand, and again, some people have been talking for a while, so again, practice makes perfect. They're just naturally good at it. Other people didn't even know it was a thing. Like, this is why, again, you had to be in advanced classes to start getting these classes, so start talking about this shit. You know what I mean? And again, it's not to be braggadocious or nothing like that shit, but I'm just saying, dog. This is why I love to share this shit. I used to walk around with this shit at work. If you got some spare time, if you want to check this shit out, look. Step on over there and read that shit for like 15, 20 minutes. It'll change your life. I don't give a fuck what chapter, what page you start on. Just read it for 15, 20 minutes. It'll change your life. I'll do the job. I got you. Don't even trip. Just keep reading, man. Keep reading, man. For real, man. Like, for real, to change your life. Many students asked to argue their views on some issue, write out an elaborate statements. You feel me? If you don't understand an assignment, you are unlikely to do well on it. Many students ask to argue their views on some issue, write out elaborate statements of their views, but do not offer any real reasons to think their views are correct. They write an essay, not an argument. This is a natural misunderstanding. You only need to master these facts, and your papers only need to report them. Right? Students in these courses are asked to learn to think for themselves, to form their own views in a responsible way. The ability to defend your views is a measure of that skill, and that is why argumentative essays are so important. Boom. Right? The ability to defend your views is a measure of that skill. This is a skill. They're called soft skills. Google soft skills. You'll start to see. You'll start to see. And this is the advantage of some of those people who are more social because they have more conversations. And I used to talk about The Sims. Nigga, if you ain't ever played The Sims, if you want a quick catch up on the game of life, play the fucking Sims. Play The Sims, and you'll realize you got to talk to certain in order to move up certain levels of life, or certain levels of the game of life. In certain levels of the game, you gotta have certain friends. To get more money, to be able to buy a person, you gotta have extra number or whatever friends. You gotta invite people. Point is, the people that you interact with, friends, you got to talk about shit that they like. You have to, keep them going in conversations and whatever else. You know what I mean? So it's you build a bond. And then certain people, if you build a bond with this person, you'll lose a bond with that person. And it might not be too much, and you have to work harder and, things like that. So just playing that game, we kind of see how this kind of comes into play. But anyways, basically, the ability to defend your views is a measure of that skill, man. This is a skill, man. We begin with short arguments for several reasons. In fact, they are so common that they are part of everyday's conversation. Now, let's not lose the pimping. Let's not forget the pimping here. You know what I mean? Because that's my flair of life. Let's not forget the pimping. See. It's everyday conversation. You have so many thoughts, nigga. This is everyday you. You are constantly reshaping and thinking the way that you're thinking. One of the things I was telling these cats, right, trying to get them to understand how they understand themselves, is I was like, I have a mantra, but I learned when I was really start doing the mantras, like the Shanti. Whenever I start doing mantras, right, I would start doing them in my head. Not out loud, just in my head, thinking them. And saying them over and over and over again. Om Aim Sesmari Nama. Om Aim Seswadi Namaha. Om Aim Seswadi Namaha. Om Aim Seswadi Namaha. And I would notice as I'm thinking it, like, see, I'm saying it out loud. That's one thing, to say some shit out loud and then still be thinking as you're saying it, because you don't have to think about what you're going to say next. You already know what you're going to say next. So you just keep saying it. So as I'm thinking in my head and I'm knowing what I'm going to think next, because I don't have to keep thinking it, something else starts thinking. And I'm like, how? Then something, I guess the thing that started thinking about the thing that was thinking. Please try to follow me here, right? So while I'm thinking of a mantra in my head, another mind starts having other thoughts while the mantra is still going and whatnot. It's like that. Can you pat your stomach and rub your head at the same time or some shit? Is it like that? Why are you supposed to rub your head and pat your stomach? Reverse it or some shit. I don't know. Who gives a fuck? But that's the point, man. It's like while I'm thinking, and I'm that I would assume that's my mind that's thinking this mantra over and over and over again. In comes another mind that starts having other thoughts. Well, it's not, so even thinking, am I saying it right? Should I this or that? You know what I mean? Should I stretch it out? Should I whatever else? Hell, I'm saying the mantra over and over again, and I'm thinking about why I can't think without taking a breath. Like, why am I thinking in the same way that I'm taking a breath? Like, I'm taking a pause, like I'm talking out loud. But I ain't saying shit out loud. I'm saying shit in my head. So why can't I just keep rolling and rolling and rolling in my head? You know what I mean? And saying this mantra over and over without taking that break or that pause, like I just took a breath. You know what I mean? So how many fucking minds I got inside my mind? And I was thinking, this is probably what a lot of people do. Because one mind is stuck on whatever. Or again, the ego, the self, the shadow. But one mind is stuck being one way. It is stuck on whatever. It's stuck on this or that and whatnot. So while you talking shit, stuck on whatever. And again, you could be talking shit to yourself in your head. There's another mind that's analyzing this or that and whatever else and whatnot as you walk around. Because again, I didn't say my eyes was closed. I was thinking of shit. So there's still another mind that's analyzing what's going on out here and this and that. What I'm just saying, man. It really did strike me that, niggas can be thinking with different minds. And because it's all coming from the same place, they're one brain. Again, kinds of power. It talked about this tyranny, because it's got the one brain, because you have the one brain. You think you only have the one mind. Or the one brain only communicates from the one mind. Because your one mind has all control over it's all powerful, so fearsome, and it's all powerful on your own head. In your own head. That's why this is New Age pimping. You can call it spiritual, you can call it God, whatever else, nigga. We know you talking about you. It is you in there. It's you. You. I mean, that's why you see a lot of people, they calling themselves God and this and whatever else. Yeah, it's a whole lot of you, ain't it? Whole lot of you, nigga. Whole lot of you. Like I was saying, this nigga was like, I love it, about to use your advantage. I was like, nigga, that's what love is. Like I said, man, you can look at, I did the video. So, bro, I did a nice little video, Love, Western Invention of Mind Control. And I got books like The Science of Love, but it was like, bruh, here's my philosophy of love real quick. For those of y'all who are new and maybe don't know, and just here's maybe a quick refresher. It's my philosophy of love, right? You can only truly possibly love you. And we're gonna try to use even terms, definitions, use natural, like it's just, I could whatever, right? What does it say? Present your ideas in a natural order. Okay? So if true love is unconditional and it's all omnipotent, whatever, right? We'll just go unconditional, just to make this shit quicker, right? If true love is unconditional and whatever else, then by definition, you can only really and truly love yourself. Because you cannot get out of your own body. So no matter what you do, what decisions you make, whatever happens to you, good or bad, you have no choice but to stay within your own skin. So it's one of the reasons why it's kind of good not to be live. So before you niggas, because I can just, without you niggas chop me to pieces. I even told my boss this one day at the book. I said, look, man, an argument goes like this: statement, reason, evidence, man. The reason why our conversations go too long is because I'm the one that made the statement. But because I made a statement that's so radical, so bold, you pop off. Then when you let me give my reasons, when I start to give my reasons, you jump in again. Well, have you thought about, did you get it? Have you read it? And we finally get to the point where I give you the evidence that supports the reasons why I made the statement in the first place. We find ourselves an hour later down the road, and I was just trying to say all of this shit. I could have said all of this shit in the first 10 minutes if you would have just, I get it, James. Oh, okay. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Because that's why we're here, nigga. You told me I should talk less and listen more. You told me I should think before I speak. You upper management, nigga, not me. Fuck you think I was doing? You ain't seen my resume, player? Before I said anything, I composed a good argumentative essay. Even if it was just me convincing me, I convinced me that I had the right idea, that my views were right and this and that and whatever else. I convinced me. This is a skill that I got, player. In case you ain't know, this is a skill I just showed you. Motherfucking skill, right? The ability to defend your views is a measure of that skill. I don't give a fuck if you get mad. I see, them niggas might not understand, but watch me show you why, as I stated earlier in my video, 2 + 2 = 4 might just be your better route to go. Because now you got to understand what a 1 is. You have to understand what a 3 is. And 2 + 2 = 4, it's just one number, the 2. And the 2, they equal 4. You just need the same thing. Look, here's one. If you understand what 2 is, just put another one with that. You don't have to understand that 1 + 2 = 3, and then it's enough. You understand what 2 is, put another with that, now you got 4. It could be so simple. Of course, it could be even simpler by just saying 0 + 4 = 4. But then you have to automatically know what the fuck 4 is. See what I mean? So it's like, But in the same sense, you just have a 0, which is still one number, like 2 is one number. Unlike 1 and 3 is 2 numbers to get the third number. 2 is just one number that you need to get the other number, or 4. 0 is one number that you need to get the other number. So, it kind of lines up, but you have to automatic. It's like, again, going from 0 to 100. Somebody just knows what the fuck you're talking about. Get the fuck out of here. But that's the difference between the logical shit and the emotional shit. You feel it? Oh. Straight like that. Twist felt. So, as we getting ready to see, which I do believe that was it. So we can keep going. Oh, no. We'll finish this up. But as you getting ready to see, like I said, it was felt. We'll get there. Let's finish this. We'll get there. Oh, we'll get there. Yep. So as you can see, right. We begin with short arguments for several reasons. They are so common, they are part of everyday's conversation. Long arguments are often elaborations, exaggerations. Elaborations of short arguments, or a series of short arguments linked together. A third reason, because I like threes, nigga. A third reason for beginning with short arguments is that they are the best illustrations both of the common argument forms and of the typical mistakes in arguments. In long arguments, it is harder to pick out the main points and the main problems. This is true. So I talk a lot of shit. I try to, but it is what it is. But there you go. It's even in the book. So when a motherfucker did it, shut all that. Get to the point. Why do you even think you need to link so many short arguments together? Just because you found some cool shit to link together? It's like, nah, bro, you got to see the whole combo, though, nigga. But no, there's more, nigga. It's not a nigga. Okay, just because you found a way. And some niggas, I like that again. mental ejaculation. It ain't enough. It ain't enough. Niggas is still out here beating each other's mental dicks. It ain't enough. It ain't enough because I ain't come yet. That's why we still out here talking. I haven't arrived at the conclusion, nigga. Oh, you get, I get, oh. That's what a lot of you niggas is doing. So again, to link it, do H pivot at hoes out there get you see why the hoes they do? Do you see why they hoes? And this why it's hoes? Because what's all going on? We talk about sex and with it mentally. Oh my god! You see the links? You see the links? That's all I'm saying. You see how it's starting to link together? All start to make sense. Hoes. In long arguments, it is harder to pick out the main points and the main problems. Therefore, although some of the rules may seem obvious when first stated, remember that you have the benefit of a simple example. Other rules are hard enough to appreciate, even in short arguments. See, check this out. Chapter 10 concerns fallacies, misleading arguments. It summarizes the general mistakes discussed in the rest of this book and ends with a roster of the many misleading arguments that are so tempting and common that they even have their own names. Ooh-wee. Where the fuck is chapter 10? Oh, ad populum. Here comes that Latin shit. Ad populum. ADPOPULUM. Ad populum. Appealing to the emotions of a crowd. Also, appealing to a person to go along with the crowd. Everyone's doing it. Ad populum is a good example of a bad argument from authority. No reasons are offered to show that everybody is an informed or impartial source. Ad hominem, attacking the person of an authority rather than his or her qualifications. It's a classical fallacy. See, and that was actually stated in one of the rules previously. Personal attacks do not disqualify a source. It don't. It don't matter if this nigga's wearing raggedy clothes, this, that, and whatever else, and da-da-da. He knows what 1 + 3 = 4. It don't. Personal attacks don't mean shit. So again, like the Kevin Samuels, this and that, they hated this nigga, and this is what the fuck was going on. There are rules to this. You don't even know how you. And again, this nigga could ad misericordiam, appeal to pity. Appealing to pity as an argument for special treatment. I know I flunked every exam, but if I don't pass this course, I'll have to retake it in summer school. You have to let me pass. Pity is not always a bad argument, but it is certainly inappropriate when objective evaluation is called for. Ad ignorantium, appealing to ignorance. Arguing that a claim is true just because it has not been shown to be false. A classic example of this is Senator Joseph McCarthy when he was asked for evidence to back up his accusation that a certain person was a communist. You know, I do not have much information on this except the general statement of the agency that there is nothing in the files to disprove. Anyways, I'm just saying, arguing that a claim isn't true is true just because it hasn't been shown to be false. You know, that's a classic fallacy. So someone who's trained in that shit, like Kevin Samuels or whoever the fuck, me, but someone who, you know, and I'm not saying I'm good at it, but I have trained, but you get my point though. Someone who's trained in that shit, us, we in advanced classes now. Somebody who knows, who's kind of even used to seeing this, you know what I'm saying, begging the question, implicitly using your conclusion as a premise, you know. The Bible says it's true because God wrote it. The Bible said that God exists, therefore God exists. You can't use your conclusion just to, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what the young dude was doing. He was like, we talking about saying like Pro 5. Like he kept arguing about the authority of his examples. And he kept trying to pull up more examples and more analogies to prove his point. Instead of, because there was no authority, so to speak, to come from. Because as logical as they trying to be, and this is where I'm just sitting over here smiling. Yeah, what because you said that emotion with it, but its emotion is just driving everything that y'all own right now. But y'all don't get it, nigga. It's not you, and no, it's not about how you feel about you, whatever else. It's your own goddamn emotions, Mr. Aquarius, because you don't want to feel sad or depressed or whatever else about you and the shit you've done and this and whatever else. And you know it's going to be other people that's going to make you feel like that because you don't do that to you. And you've only experienced these emotions and whatnot when you start dealing with other people in them tight realms and shit. So you got to protect you. So it's fuck everybody else's feelings because everybody else's feelings ain't going to hit you as hard as your own feelings are going to hit you. This nigga over here. Well, I mean, there is a Libra there, which is a big pimping of the zodiac. Libras, man, I'm telling you, they would talk you out of your wallet, fuck your drawers. They talk you clean out your wallet, male and female. You beat them, took them some of the most fanciest trips, bought them some of the most beautiful things. That's Venus there. All this for a Libra, for earth sign to not give a fuck, cause ain't no water, ain't no earth, ain't no practical. Like, yeah, and it was a lot of money you spent, so yeah, I guess I'm kind of obligated. No. That's earth sign shit. Ain't no, oh, you bought me down. Oh, and then they just tear up and they just love you so much. No. And water signs. No. Libras be like, well, I mean, let's just see how pretty I am. I mean, didn't you have a fun time? It was beautiful, wasn't it? I'm beautiful, aren't I? You say you don't want to kiss me right now. You don't, are you sure? Don't you? Shh, just stop thinking about it. Stop thinking about it. Come here. Let me show you something. You should be on it right now. Venusian players are pimps. I'm telling you. Libra will fuck you right on up. Next thing you know, you've been fucked. And you right back like, yeah, go ahead. Fill your tank up. Just come back with some. And they be like, okay, I got you, baby. I got you. Just saying. So, hey, you know, the big pimping in Libras, they need a motherfucker to be some type of, you know what I mean? Here you go. Dark psychology. Bing. And as I originally said, you know, just kind of bring it back. But Libras, they kind of own that. And in Scorpio, you know, it's the opposite of Taurus, but Scorpio, you know, they are big hustlers and whatever else. But in comes the water sign and whatnot. So it's like now, man, like he was saying like commitment. Probably could have used the word devotion, but you can't have motherfucker. How can you get somebody to be committed to you? You know what I'm saying? Or how can you just even like, I guess if that's not a good way to be on your pimping, because he's just like, I don't care about it, motherfuckers. You got to, you know what I'm saying? Because again, like that Scorpio type, well, nigga, that's where you getting your cheese from, man. This is how you motherfuckers care, but they good at that. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers got it. You get motherfuckers care about you, get more cheese out of that nigga. You squeeze more at this nigga or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? I mean, again, Libras are very good at that. What do you mean? They the Casanovas, the Don Juans. Whether they own it or not. Again, dark psychology 101, they're going to use, they know about emotions enough to get you. Anyways, so these niggas just going back and forth. And to link it back in again, it was like they're just talking to each other, trying to convince each other, not wanting to really back down because it would kind of seem like the other nigga won. And when you in a battle with your shadow, by no means, for some of you motherfuckers, by no means, are you going to let that joker win? Because you think it's your shadow. You know what I'm saying? And as they say, for some people, like I can't think of the movie with Ryan Reynolds, but he ended up going back and getting his inner self, his younger self. Point is, it's a battle with you. It is a battle with you. but it could be your actual self. I think I said this in my little video too. But what I'm trying to get at is what I've come to see. You know, it's like I said, a lot of people, their shadows are operating everything, and because they've been so weak and whatever else, or again, because people been coming at them like they shadow or they whatever else. Like for those who do know a little something about astrology, like they rising sign, people come at you like you your rising sign and whatever all the time, nigga. So it's like you don't even try to really be your regular sign. Or by the time you know you feel like it don't even matter, you know what I mean? They done came at you like that so many times, and this done happened so whatever that you just let them think whatever they want. You just let it go. Not cool. You know what I'm saying? Or you just ride that wave. So that's what I'm saying, man. A lot of people, they just start giving their shadow more and more of their whatever attributes. It's something like I used to say, what I really like about the stones, right? This labradorite. This labradorite is going to do what it's going to do. It has its properties, right? It has its properties. I apologize about that. I talked too fast. If we was gonna take a smoke break, we should have took a smoke break. But I talked too fast. I apologize about that. But that labradorite has its properties. You feel me? So does this selenite. That's shaped into the form of a knife. Now, if I have my mind on a particular goal, a mission that I want to accomplish, I got a spell in place, whatever I'm doing, you know what I mean? And I choose to work with the labradorite, it's going to help me in that way towards the same purpose or goal. If I choose to work with the selenite, it's going to help me in this way towards the same goal. Arguing by example, arguing from authority, but we're going to get to the conclusion. They will both help me get to the same conclusion. It just may be, like I said, not our argument. This may help me stronger or better or quicker than that may. This may help me in a way that does, but that would be more benefit. Just saying, man. Hope you get the point here. Let me see. The Dark Psychology 101. So let me see if this is the right time to pull this out. Yeah. So I was looking at the table of contents, and I was like, nigga, I think I'm going to go to this chapter. And it was like, all right, page 116, about brainwashing. So I'm thinking, okay, that's kind of what I'm on, kind of what I'm on LinkedIn. So, let's see for something in there I could use. On my way there, I found this. Why, again, integrated. You go where we go. But reframing. Again, New Age pimp. How you hoeing yourself out. And like I was just said, you know what I mean? Them different minds in there. Again, man, your shadow. Just check this out. Reframing. Reframing is the art of controlling the way of ambiguous information is perceived. There's an old saying that nothing is good or bad unless we believe it to be. Reframing is the ultimate technique related to this idea. Hypnotists can use reframing to effectively control the way their victim thinks and feels. Think of a skilled reframe as an editor. This is best illustrated through an example dialogue. Victim: it sucks I haven't spoken to Rachel as much. I miss her. The hypnotist. The New Age pimp. Especially watch how, like I said, that 15-20% kind of plays in that the heart got in your brain, right? Victim: it sucks I haven't spoken to Rachel as much as I used to. I miss her so much. Hypnotist: I know you might hate how things are with Rachel. Hate. But I know you're smart enough to love the freedom you have now. Notice how the concept of hate is linked to Rachel and love is linked to the freedom of being without her. The hypnotist also plays on the victim's ego by linking the idea of their intelligence to going along with the way the hypnotist wants them to perceive the frame or perception of the facts. Think about what you have already learned about the vulnerability of victims, and you will understand how this reframing can be used to devastating impact. So, a lot of you niggas, like that nigga, like these two niggas that was just going back and forth, do this reframing shit to yourself in your own head. You reframe it in your own head, make it make sense. You do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like I said, at 15-25% could be good, could be bad. I don't know. You choose. You choose, nigga. But that 15-25% will slide the fuck in there real quick and suddenly reframe your shit. And because it's you thinking you got it, you thinking it's coming from you, suddenly your shit done been reframed inside your own head. Well, it ain't as bad, and it's, Again, a lot of you niggas have problems arguing in your own head, making up your own fucking mind. My bad. Future pacing, if we just go, is the closest thing possible to psychologically manipulative time travel. Future pacing allows a skilled manipulator to lead their victim on a mental journey into the future and influence behaviors and responses that will occur in the actual chronological future that exists independent of the victim's reality. So, yo, punk ass Shadow is watching these movies, these fairy tales. Your unconscious mind is picking up on these symbols, on these motives. It's catching this. It's catching this. I can't think of the fucking word. But it wasn't just fairy tales. It was, what was the word for them? Because at the end of every one, it was, you know what I'm saying? Like the two birds and a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. In order to grab two birds, you got to let go of the one you got. There was a moral to the story. I forgot what that is. It ain't just a fairy tale, but whatever, there's a moral to the story. But I'm just saying, a lot of these movies and shit that you watch unconsciously, you picking up on the moral to the story here. You know what I'm saying? I had challenged my sister. I was like, hey, you don't see the moral, or just in general, I watch these movies with my adult mind. They're children movies, but I still watch them with my adult mind. Hell, I want to know what morals or what, you know what I'm saying, on my kids. Go back and watch my shit about Maya and the Three. It was so fucking hard. And anybody just does a little bit of research and this thing, go watch my shit about Maya and the Three. Check out Corey Mayo, Ahau. KURIMEOAHAU. Check him out. You'll see what I'm talking about. But I'm like, I watch these. But anyways, I'm saying I watch these movies with my adult mind. Not just their movies, even the kid movies with my adult mind. I'm saying you should do too. But I'm like, tell me Disney Plus ain't on one. Did a little video about Disney Plus too. You can watch that video too. Tell me, it's probably from a few years back. But you can't tell me they ain't on one. All the movie directly representing black people, especially in America, ain't shit. Men, anyway, ain't nothing. What you gotta look forward to? Princess Tiana, what was her prince? What she had to look forward to? Dude had no money, no skills for real outside of dancing and playing, Well, they didn't show any other skill outside of that. But half the movie, they ain't even like each other, man. Just saying, man. That's how that was played? Wow. Half the movie, they were frogs and whatnot. So then we got Soul with Jamie Foxx. Half the movie, they a little spirit or whatever. He ain't even watching Negroes. And he's a bum. Thanks for showing me another bum. Like the bum. Again, he was a prince. Skilly was light-skinned. I am not a dark-skinned cat, but I ain't light-skinned either. I'm just saying. He wasn't even a healthy brown. Made him like he was French. Man, we... Like he ain't even from here. He ain't even. I mean, I'm just. Thanks for that. You're still a bum. Just kick that. About to get this whatever from his people till he gets a real job or whatever else. Man, bum. Oh, I never thought about that. How you not think about that? Them the black movies. So imagine what you ain't thought about in the other movies like the Croods. You know what I'm saying? You didn't see the lesbian symbol. You didn't see the lesbian symbolism in Ice Age. My bad. I'm not saying. I mean the alleged, not Ice Age. The Ice chick. What was it? Frozen. You ain't see the lesbianism in Frozen or whatever. They was in love. Do they look like sisters to you? But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Your shadow knows every goddamn thing about you. Future pacing and this, that, and whatever else. Again, for motherfuckers can do all that, y'all make hella arguments in your own head. Even be prepared to make an argument. All of that. Be so stuck on whatever. So a lot of times there is no backing down. You was prepared for this. You've been thinking this. You already worked yourself up so hard that you don't want to have to go back and damn it, how could you not have to reconsider this or something, whatever else? And to have to do that shit on the fly, which is what was killing my boss. Like, how did he think about all of this? Where did he get all of this from? Maybe I should be reading some books that he's reading. Maybe I should be, I said something to him one day later on. I was there for like 6 years. I said something to him when I was like, hey, man, he's like, man, how can you? I was like, shit, you know the golden rule? You familiar with the golden rule? He was like, man, have you ever had Dale Carnegie or heard of Dale Carnegie? No. What is that? Some of them taking it, man. You should, we just went over, literally just talked about the golden rule, man. That's why it's so cool that you even have it. I'm like, I get a lot of synchronicities like that, player. That's what I do. Once the hypnotist cognitively transports their victim into the future, they begin to suggest certain happenings and monitor their responses. Again, this is for educational purposes. We just gonna talk a little bit and run a little bit. But we are reading from the book. You know what I'm saying? For example, imagine being very generous with his. Anyways. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that and move on to the next book. We've been here long enough. Let's move on to the next one. But I just want to show you that, man. The hypnotist. You niggas be hypnotizing yourself. You have hypnotized yourself or your shadow because your ego has hypnotized, has hijacked the brain. This is why the shadow slips in there. This is why there was a contingency plan in place. I shit you not. Check this out. The emotional heart. This is why there was a contingency plan in place. No. The physical heart. Here's my tab, right? The central nervous system of the heart. Now we coming from secret chicks. The central nervous system of the heart. Between 15 and 25% of the cells in the heart are neural cells. Up to 25% of the total cells of the heart. They are, so a quarter of your heart is a brain. They are the same kind as those in the brain, and they function in exactly the same way. In fact, certain crucial subcortical centers of the brain contain the same number of neurons as the heart. The heart possesses its own nervous system and, in essence, is a specialized brain that processes specific types of information. Not only are these cells involved in the physiological functioning of the heart, but they also have direct connections to a number of areas of the brain and produce an unmediated exchange of information with the brain. Unmediated. That's a very specific word. And to show you I do this shit. Define unmediated. Unmediated, without anyone or anything intervening or acting as an intermediate. It's direct. Without saying direct. A better way of saying direct. Nigga, unmediated. Without anyone or anything intervening or acting as a middleman. Nothing intervening or acting as a middleman. Straight pimping. There's the science. There's the science. Straight pimping. So now I get connected to your source of God, and now we can talk astrology and the emotional and what kind of, you know what I mean, and we can do some of that other shit. We can have a lot of conversations. Straight pimping. This is the science behind it. Oh, guess I should have just kept reading. Unmediated means that there are no interrupts in the circuit from the heart to the brain. A light switch is a circuit interrupt which can be turned on or off. The neural connections to the brain from the heart cannot be turned off. Information is always flowing between the two. Always, which means you have to actively lie to yourself. You have to consciously shut that shit down. So I say that because as we get into the shadow book and as we get into this shadow work, I want you to understand it is not just the negative and mean and whatever the fuck shit. It could literally be your heart. How you really fucking feel yourself. Your not just it's the thoughts, man. One of the things that it kind of gets into this book or whatever else, again, because the heart has its own brain, it has its own memory, nigga. You remember how you felt. It has its own memory. So why would I mean, we talking about shadow and shit, right? And some shit that inside of you got your own memories. I was telling you before about the meditating and whatever else and how I got to this. I thought my own self, nigga. I was thinking with both of these niggas. I had the brain's consciousness doing one thing, the heart shit. How do I got 2-3 brains in my brain, nigga? How I got 2-3 minds in my one brain, nigga? Oh, man. And you can meditate and you can own and you can whatever else and understand these connections. It's like you talking about chakras and this and whatever. That's how they be whatever, nigga. You can be on some neural shit, nigga. It's a scientific, man. It's just like, ooh, like acupuncture, nigga. Ooh. Link these books together, man. I'm telling you, take this course. OZ the Wizard. Like, share, subscribe. Like, share, subscribe. Professor OZ. Like, share, subscribe. We're going to clean up one of these days, man. We're going to get sharp one of these days, nigga. The neural connections to the brain from the heart cannot be turned off. Information is always flowing between the two. The heart is, in fact, directly wired into the central nervous system and the brain, and connected with the amygdala, thalamus, hippocampus, and cortex. These 4 brain centers are primarily concerned with A, emotional memories and processes, 1, emotional memories and processes, 2, sensory experience, 3, memory, spatial relationships, and the extraction of meaning from sensory inputs. 4, problem solving, reasoning, and learning. That's really the only thing I had highlighted. Those neural connections from the brain to the heart, information, problem solving, reasoning, and learning. The heart makes and releases its own neurotransmitters as it needs to. Pimp you when it needs to. The heart will show you who the hoe is when it needs to. Otherwise, go do what we need you do. And a lot of times, that's what I be saying, like the shadow, whatever. It's it's your whole ass shadow. It's the shadow hoe that's really out here like, just leave me alone, nigga. Leave me alone, big daddy. Leave me alone, daddy. Leave me alone. Let me go do what I do. Ain't I bringing you cheese? But a lot of you niggas, y'all pimping ain't strong enough. Pimping ain't strong enough. You ain't listening to that 25. It ain't strong enough. It ain't getting through. true reasoning and logic, that ain't getting through. But they want you to work on your heart chakra. That's why they say all the other chakras come through the heart. Got to go through the heart. That's the logic and reasoning that, you know what I mean. They want you to. They're trying to get you to. You know what I mean. Losing my bookmarks over here. That's why they say that shit. That's where that comes from, man. The three up top, the three down low, they all meet in the heart. And your decisions and whatnot, if they come from there, whatever. You see what I'm saying? Like, again, your heart gonna know what's up and whatever. And this is why, like I was even saying, man, as I probably didn't finish my philosophy of love, but I should have. And I'll go ahead and finish that now for you. Some of that real quick. But real talk, man. You can only truly love yourself. And if this person is an extension of me, then I see you as me. I love to use this example when making this argument about love. When I stump my toe, I bump my knee going up the steps on the rail. I slip and twist my ankle. I'm not like, you stupid fucking ankle. What the hell is wrong with you? I can't believe you ain't never been shit. Oh, I knew you was gonna do this to me one day. You gonna never. I don't dog out my ankle. Man, I go get it fixed. I go get it x-rayed. I do what I gotta do. So when it comes to your partner or your friend or your significant other, whoever, whatever, your wife, your husband, when it comes to that other person, and it even comes down to, I get you might be mad at the situation or whatever else, but that shouldn't stop me from, you know what I'm saying, loving you. If I'd have made that commitment or that whatever, you see what I mean? That's what's up. Then I can't leave me. I can't get out of my skin. I cannot like, I can hate, I can be sad and depressed about a lot of the shit that I do. But I'm still here inside of me when I wake up, and I got to do this OZ shit again, day after day. And it's the same thing for you. You're going to have to do that shit day after day. So when it comes to love, you only truly love you. So as they say, we become one, back to that unicycle shit that they talk about in this book. But if we become one, now you are me. Another thing I said about love, whatever else, it was like, well, if it's really like that, you know what I'm saying, you can put whatever you want to put on it. But if it's real love and it's true love and, you know what I'm saying, it's one of them, I'll love you forever and always, and it's da 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 da. It's not a thing that I would do. If that's the case, then as soon as you say you love me, I can go fuck another bitch right now. And you'll be okay with it. If that's the case, then as soon as you say you love her, she can go get some dick, like some mandingo dong slammed in her right now. And nothing you can do about that. You said you loved her. And if you mean what you say and say what you mean, you got honor and integrity. You ain't just, you know what I'm saying, using that as some whatever. You know, you ain't just used to it. It ain't just because it's cliche and it's commonplace to, you know what I'm saying? And even on the back end, well, how do you make a good argument that you really do love someone? How can you make an argument that, you know, your love is that strong or this, that? You know, I'm just saying. So a lot of times my philosophy of love, like I said, I can sum it up as well as what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine, and you got to feel the same way. I just specify what, nigga? You know what I'm saying? What's mine is mine and what's yours is mine, and you got to feel the same way. My emotions, my heart, nigga, if I'm happy, you can find a way to be happy. We happy for each other. If I'm mad or if you pissed off, I'm not getting ready, you know what I'm saying? I might not understand at first, but either way, at some point, I'm going to calm down and whatever else, nigga, and try to fix my foot. I'm going to go get me some, I'm going to do something about my headache. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go get me an ice pack or some shit for my arm. Even my fucking bruises, nigga, it hurts. I got a bruise on my fucking hip. I bang some shit. But it hurts. But guess what? I'm rubbing that bruise, rubbing that pain, trying to localize and whatever else, you know what I'm saying? And visualize a big red pulsating, whatever, and then I start sending gold light and this and that and doing all the other type of like visualization, whatever else, nigga. Might be on some Osmosis Jones, nigga, something, and start sending some whatever through my body and have it start like fighting over it. You know what I'm saying? on some Star Wars type shit inside my body. The white cells is going to war, but in my mind, it's my army or my arsenal of whatever else. You know what I'm saying? And my brain is generating more white blood cells to get to the fight, nigga. Let's get there. This is where the fight is, nigga. Ooh, it's over here. Just walking around and whatever else they might have forgot we were in the fight, nigga. Nah. As soon as I touch that spot, whoa, oh, yeah, nigga, we in a fight. Heal that shit. Don't forget. We got an issue, nigga. Take care of it. You know. Just saying. You argue with yourself. The way this shit goes so hard. Oh man, where was we at? And we still ain't got to the what's it called, but we gonna get there. So, as I was just saying, the heart has its own memory. People who receive transplanted slow down. The heart also has its own memory. People who receive transplanted hearts often take on behaviors common to the person to whom the heart originally belonged. These memories affect consciousness and behavior, how we perceive the world. The more intense the emotional experience, the more likely it will be stored by the heart as memory. So, again, there's a lot of science to that. I don't know if I need to keep going and whatnot. It actually starts to, I'll say this, right? There is, in fact, single neurons in the brain. This comes from a heart researcher, Roland McCready. Comments, cells within the amygdaloid complex specifically responded to information from the cardiac cycle. So, say that to say. Single neurons in the brain alter their behavior in response to the signals received from each heartbeat. New age pimping. Complexes of neurons in the brain change their grouping and firing patterns. There is, in fact, a two-way communication between heart and brain that shifts physiological functioning and behavior in response to the information exchanged. So I had said something about the movie Snowpiercer. Really should have did a little breakdown about that and how immediately I seen the 7 chakras. Hell, they start off with all this red shit in the back of the train, but it's 7 chakras. But you notice how the guy at the very back of the train has a direct, unmediated link. When he calls, it goes directly to this dude. A direct, unmediated link to the train director. And them two run the train. Symbolism. They show you, man. OZ the Wizard. Like, share, subscribe. We going hard, man. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was trying to finish that up. Yeah, dude. What this means. Analysis of information flow into the human body has shown that much of it impacts the heart first, flowing to the brain only after it has been perceived by the heart. What this means is that our experience of the world is routed first through our heart, which thinks about the experience and then sends the data to the brain for further processing. Holy shit. So I have said many times, nigga, your moon sign is way more important than your fucking sun sign. But they're not gonna tell you that shit. That's where your emotions and kind of what triggers that shit. But most people gonna tell you your moon sign, but they got your sun sign all day. We want you to act like this, Taurus. I'm really a Leo that acts like a Taurus. But they want to show you the Taurus. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, like even with baby mama, man, which pissed me out. Motherfucker be right, but Taurus and Leo are fixed signs. You see what I'm saying? Taurus and Leo are both fixed. So stubborn and this and that and whatever else. You could say about both. of them signs. Both of these niggas are chauvinistic, manly as fuck. I'm just saying. But your moon sign matters a whole lot. If you don't even know, or whoever you dealing with, find out that shit, especially if you're dealing with them close and personal like, and whatever else. I don't even give damn to my friends. I know my sons. Like I just said, my partner, he might not want to tell me what, don't even matter. This nigga isn't. He thinks he's a Scorpio because his birthday is on the particular day, right? But he's on the cusp. His moon sign ain't. Well, I mean, it might be. I ain't really getting into all of that. I ain't talking about degrees and shit. But his moon sign is Libra. So he's like Libra Scorpio with a Libra moon. But when this nigga gets in his feelings, he's all earth sign with it. He's in his feelings, but he ain't talking about no feelings. Anyway, it's just but you know you dealing with or whatever else. So I know the type of shit. Again, I'm Taurus. And then this nigga got Libra moon. Both of them are Venus. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, man. You know what you know. You know what you know. But anyways. What this means is that our experience of the world is routed first through our heart, which thinks about the experience and then sends data to the brain for further processing. I had said this about the astrology too. Can't tell you where I learned it along the path, but I can tell you this, and you can take it to the bank. This is what it said in astrology. Now it's saying this scientifically about the heart and the brain. This is what it said in astrology. Everybody has a feeling first. First you have feelings. But you have a feeling. Earth signs and air signs, they're the thinkers. So, earth signs, real quick. Earth, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, air, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Them niggas are the thinkers. They have feelings. Then they think about that shit. How do I want to act? How do I want to play this out? How do I want to da-da-da? Then they'll do something. So, feel, think, act. The fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The water signs, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. They have feelings, then they act, then they think about what the fuck just happened or how it just played out and whatever else. You know, next time I'll try to do this differently or how that is. But you always have feelings first. It's always your feelings that are considered first, which is what I was trying to get these cats to understand, which at the end of the day, especially if this is just a friendly argument amongst friends or whatever else, then another, little gift that you should learn from OZ, man. Learn to live and let live. Learn to go and let go. Go with your views, stand, defend yourself, and let go of their views. Let go of even the emotions. Like I said, it could be your shadow. Why their views are rubbing you the wrong way. It ain't you, it's rubbing your shadow the wrong way. And at the current time, who cares about that shit? What's rubbing, you know what I'm saying? It might be rubbing your real self the wrong way. And that's why your shadow is trying to stand so hard on this. You know what I mean? The ego is trying to really push your shadow. It could get deep as fuck, man. That's why you got to read these books, man. You got to get this stuff. Let me finish this out and we'll get to the what's called book and be done here. When the heart receives information back from the brain about how to respond, the heart analyzes it and decides whether or not the actions the brain wants to take will be effective. See? So again, like I said, niggas be at war, going back and forth, struggling with indecisiveness. This is where that comes from. Don't know if you want to do this. Don't know if you want to do that. Don't know if you want whatever. And every chakra can be underactive, balanced, and overactive. So you can have an overactive, an open heart, a bleeding heart. Your heart could be, you know what I'm saying? You could be doing too much. You can have too much control. Get back to your 25%, nigga. But yeah, the heart routinely engages in a neural dialogue with the brain, and in essence, the two decide together what actions to take. But even more intriguing than all of this is the electromagnetic activity of the heart, and this story starts with the unusual manner in which the beating of the heart begins. for cells in the heart at a very early stage in the development of the embryo spontaneously begin pulsating or beating all on their own. They suddenly synchronize, become self-organized, and display emergent behaviors. That's kind of wild. So it sounds to me like you can start off with multiple heartbeats, multiple cells. You done already created multiple little motherfucking personalities, but they gotta sync together. You know what I'm saying? And then with that, it's like shit. That might be another reason why it's like 15 to 25%. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. You know what I mean? Allow OZ to run with it. Just speculating here. See if I can take a seat with this one. Help me to adjust my shit. Tired of standing. And I don't want to take a little break on y'all. But we damn near done. So let's get to the introduction. Let's get to the introduction of Meeting the Shadow. Now, we on our, what, 4th book? Yeah, we ain't did this in a minute. We on our 4th book. Let me come up a little bit for you. Hold on, man. Come up a little bit for the people, man. Yeah, we on our like 4th book in this one video. Yeah. And again, hope you remember, like I said, you man, we keep showing you. A lot of this conversation is you fucking with you. So we're gonna go to the introduction. I kind of thought about reading the prologue because I did highlight some stuff, but I didn't know if it was really worth it when at the end of the day, we're gonna get that. And it's just like another person's kind of revelation of things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like this part where it says, I could sense then why some people went mad, why some people had torrid love affairs despite a strong marriage bond, why some people with financial security began to steal or hoard money or give it all away. And I knew why Ghost said it there had never been a crime of which he did not believe himself capable. I was capable of anything. My dark and murderous self had revealed itself to, if just for a moment, rather than condemn it to death, you know. So it's just like a little personal revelation there. But let's get to the meat and potatoes since we done talked enough shit, right? Introduction. And you kind of see where I got my shit from, right? Introduction, the shadow side of everyday life. Here we go, every day again. We know it's pimping when they say every day. You know it's pimping when you say every day. Each of us contains both a Dr. Jekyll. Oh my bad. Let me go back a little bit. In 1886, more than a decade before Freud plumbed the depths of human darkness, Robert Louis Stevenson had a highly revealing dream. A male character pursued for a crime swallows a powder and undergoes a drastic change of character, so drastic that he is unrecognizable. The kind, hard-working scientist Dr. Jekyll is transformed into the violent and relentless Mr. Hyde, whose evil takes on greater and greater proportions as the dream story unfolds. Okay? Skip forward. Each of us contains both the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, a more pleasant persona for everyday wear and hiding for everyday wear, and a hiding nighttime self that remains hushed up most of the time. Negative emotions and behaviors such as rage, jealousy, lying, resentment, lust, greed, suicidal, and murderous tendency lie concealed just beneath the surface, masked by our more proper selves, known together in psychology as the personal shadow. It remains untamed, unexplored territory to most of us. A lot of you niggas, especially you so fearless, you don't even know what the fuck you're afraid of. There's probably, you know what I mean? You don't. I'm just let me slow down. Let me slow down. Don't kill him, OZ. Damn, stop fucking with the camera. Don't kill him, OZ. Don't do it. All right. Introducing the shadow. As we identify with the ideal personality characteristics such as politeness and generosity, which are reinforced in our environments, we shape what W. Brew Joy calls the New Year resolution self. At the same time, we bury in the shadow those qualities that don't fit our self-image, such as rudeness and selfishness. The ego and the shadow then develop in tandem, creating each other out of the same life experience. Every single time you like something, every single time you don't like something, it happens simultaneously. But anywho, many forces play a role in forming our shadow selves, ultimately determining what is permitted expression and what is not. Parents, siblings, teachers, friends create a complex environment in which we learn what is kind, proper, moral, and what is mean spirited, shameful, and sinful. The shadow acts like a psychic immune system, defining what is self and what is not self. So again, the ego, talking about this pimping, man, the ego, you defining or what's defining your ego, who you are and who you ain't, what you are going to do and what you ain't going to do. All the feelings and capacity that are rejected by the ego and exiled into the shadow contribute to the hidden power of the dark side of human nature. However, not all of them are what we consider to be negative traits. The shadow retained contact with the lost depths of the soul, with life and vitality, the superior, the universally human. Yes, even the creative can be sensed there. See what I mean? It's going hard. Now, disowning the shadow. We cannot look directly into this hidden domain. The shadow by nature is difficult to apprehend. It is dangerous, disorderly, and forever in hiding, as if the light of consciousness would steal its very light. Again, if it was brought into the dark, it wouldn't be no dark. If there was no dark, you cannot have light without dark. So if you destroy one or the other, you lose both. You lose both. You see what I'm saying? So if you just choose one or the other, you lose both. You lose both. Balance. Anyways. Prolific Jungian analyst, prolific Jungian analyst James Hillman says, the unconscious cannot be conscious. The moon has its dark side. The sun goes down and cannot shine everywhere at once. Even God has two hands. Attention and focus require some things to be out of the field of vision, to remain in the dark. One cannot look both ways. You see what I'm saying? If I'm looking this way, all of that shit behind, it's in the dark right now. I cannot see it. It has to be left in the dark for me to focus on what's here in front. So, it just, again, for this reason, we see the shadow most indirectly in the distasteful traits and actions of other people out there where it is safer to observe it. This is why we went through all them other books and everything else first, to really submit how, as I've been stating and saying, you having these conversations with you. Told you these two cats that was going back and forth that I was watching. They're having the conversation with themselves. They're going so hard to prove it, really and truly, to themselves, to their own shadows. They sitting here eating and feeding like they feeding their own shadows. That's another reason why I said maybe the women folk was kind of sick as niggas was out there so long, whatever. But it was like, hey, let them niggas eat. Because you don't want that shadow to pop up in some other way and this or whatever. If they don't have no other way to get this out, have these type conversations or whatever. Again, this is Libra and Aquarius. They can have a conversation void of feelings without neither one of them niggas getting emotional about it. And even if they do, they're going to keep the conversation civil as fuck, not emotional. It's not going to be no hate speech towards each other in them conversations. It was rough. See, this is why I hate talking to you. What's no I hate you? I heard, hey, bro, this is why I hate talking to you, bro. This is why I hate talking to you. And why you keep talking to a nigga you hate talking to? Because it's your shadow. Quit hitting yourself, nigga. Quit hitting yourself. Quit pimping yourself. Quit pimping yourself. Quit pimping yourself then. Quit pimping yourself. Stop acting like stop doing whole shit, but you just want to get that nut off. Stop trying to get that money, man. Hit the stroke. Get back on it. So you want to keep going. But they just keep going. They just keep going. For this reason, right? The shadow has to be in the dark. We see the shadow most indirectly in the distasteful traits and actions of others. Not negative, distasteful. You might see them making it and whatever else, and you just look at this motherfucker. How you still gonna be over? And they just, distasteful. Because regardless of this or whatever else, this nigga still showed up and this and that, whatever else. But it's just distasteful. Anyways, we project by attributing this quality to the other person in an unconscious effort to banish it from ourselves and or to keep ourselves from seeing it within. Jungian analyst Marie-Louise von Franz, I talked about her in the last video. Marie-Louise von Franz suggests that projection is like shooting a magic arrow. If the receiver has a soft spot to receive the projection, it sticks. If the shoe fits, niggas wear it. Nobody said you had to put on the shoe. If we project our anger onto a dissatisfied mate, our seductive charms onto a good-looking stranger, or our spiritual attributes onto a guru, we hit the target and the projection holds. From then on, the sender and receiver are linked in a mysterious alliance, similar to falling in love, discovering a perfect hero or a perfect villain. So the personal shadow contains undeveloped, unexpressed potentials of all kinds. It is that part of the unconscious that is complementary to the ego and represents those characteristics that the conscious personality does not wish to acknowledge and therefore neglects, forgets, and buries, only to discover them in uncomfortable confrontations with others. So that's all. We just wanted to start there. There's a little more to the introduction, but we'll have to continue that in another video, man. We done already been here long enough. You know what I mean? And then from there, we can go into some of these actual, like I said, some of the actual conversations that I had in the book. I like to look at them as conversations, but they're essays. You know what I mean? As we just kind of tied in, as I show you with the rule book of arguments, but it could easily be conversations that you had, but essays that they had written on a lot of these different subjects. We'll go through a bunch of different ones. If you haven't seen me talk about this anyway, I will go ahead with the show you the table of contents. Part 1, what is the shadow? Chapter 1, first introduction. Chapter 1, Robert Bly, the long bag we drag behind us. Chapter 2, the evolution of the shadow. Chapter 3, what the shadow knows, an interview with John A. Sanford. Chapter 4, the shadow in history and literature. 5, Dr. Jekyll and Hyde. 6, the realization of the shadow in dreams. 7, finding the shadow in daily life. 8, creating the false self. 9, rejection and betrayal. 10, the underside of the mother-daughter relationship. 11, parenting and your child's shadow. 12, sisters and brothers casting shadows. 13, my brother/myself. 14, meeting our opposites in husbands and wives. 15, shadow dancing in the marriage zone. 16, the body as shadow. 17, anatomy of evil. 18, the light of health, the shadow of illness. Part 1, what is the shadow? Part 2, started with an introduction in chapter 8, forming the disowned self in the family, shadow making. Part 3, shadow boxing, the dance of envy, anger, and deceit. Part 4, the disowned body, illness, health, and sexuality. Back to chapter 10, illness as a descent into the body. Chapter 20, the demonic side of sexuality. Part 5, shadows of achievement, the dark side of work in progress. Introduction. Chapter 21, Bruce meeting the shadow at work. 22, the dark side of success. 23, quacks, charlatans, and false prophets. 24, using our flaws and faults. 25, when technology wounds. 26, wilderness as a victim progress. 27, oh, wow. Yeah, well, we'll get there when we come to it. Damn. Because I'd have to read you like 65, and we just made it 27, so that's damn near 40 more. I'm not doing that right now. Table of contents is hella big. But We'll go through that as we get through more of this book. Thank you again, man, for allowing me to do this, giving me the reason and opportunity to be on one. OZ the Wizard, holla at me. Tell me what you think about that new age pimping, man, because it's definitely there. Tell me what you think about this new age pimping. All right, holla at me.